keep your heads down, keep your mouth shut, and let me get us out of this like I got us out of every other motherfucking thing else.
Way to move on.
Gangsta Greasy, Greasy.
As we proceed to give you what you need, 2010 motherfuckers, bring that money in motherfuckers. Everything comes to an end.
Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
We just pinned it. Make peace. For everybody.
I'm so familiar with what you do. Your father invented it.
I understand your influence within the prisons is...
What's going on, YouTube? We back in the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn Dime's YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we back with another video, and I am doing Mayors of Kingstown Season 2 questions. It's kind of predictions, but it's more questions because I feel like dealing with somebody like Tyler Shredden, who created the show, you really can't predict what he's going to try to do with Season 2, especially with everything we got with Season 1. But for people who I feel like are new to Mayors of Kingstown, and I'm telling you right now, if you have not seen Mayors of Kingstown, you definitely need to check it out. It's on Paramount Plus. Not only for just the story, because I enjoyed the story overall. I feel like this does not get a lot of recognition. I don't feel like enough people talking about it, but I know it was a big enough show for it to definitely be announced for a Season 2, and I'm glad. I definitely was wanting a Season 2. We got a lot of questions at the end of Season 1, and that's one of the reasons I'm here, especially dealing with certain characters that we want to know about, and we want to know about certain relationships that certain people are going to keep or whatnot. But the thing about it is the whole situation with the end of Season 1. But like I said, I want to go into giving a little bit of info for people who are possibly going to be new to Mayors of Kingstown. Mayors of Kingstown revolves around the McCluskey family, who are dealing with the American prison system as far as the business of it. This show really dives into the business of how things go as far as the prison system, as far as what type of connections you have, what type of relationships you have. But as far as the McCluskey family, which is dealing with Mike, Cal, and his older brother, played by Kyle Chandler, they are pretty much trying to keep a balance with certain things, you know, because whether you know it or not, like as far as this show shows it, people in the prison, they have a lot of power, and certain things can make certain moves on the outside. So they try to keep a certain balance where things don't get done as far as people getting hurt on the outside, especially civilians. So they keep a balance within the prison and the connections outside of the prison. And that's one of the things I really liked about this show. These two individuals, Mike and Bunny, who I'm gonna get to, but that's one of the things I wanted to do as far as the questions that I had for Season 2 and what some of the things I feel like Tyler Shredden might try to do. One of my favorite characters is probably my favorite character of the show, and one of the reasons why I feel like the show is so strong and why it's probably getting to Season 2 is the performance of Jeremy Renner's character, Mike. Mike McCluskey is one of the brothers who is running the business with his other brother as far as the whole prison thing, as far as keeping things on balance. But not only that, making sure things stay organized between the prison guards and the prisoners, and working with the cops on the outside. But Mike, man, I just love that whole thing with Jeremy Renner in these type of roles. I did a review on this. If you haven't seen my review, you definitely need to check it out as far as Mayors of Kingstown Season 1 review. But it's the performance of Jeremy Renner's character, Mike, man. His protection. He almost give Punisher type vibes in this show, I'm telling you, man. And his attitude and the way he deal with things. And I just love his character because it's the way they explain, because it's a character development and it's a character study with him, because this is a guy who was in prison and he's out and he's dealing with prisoners, and people have this certain respect for him when he come around. Not only the people on the outside, including the law enforcement, but prisoners too. They have this respect for him, and it's the way he carry himself. But like I said, man, he got some standout scenes in here. And there's one scene in here in particular where he go up against these Nazis, basically like this, you know, I can't remember the name, but this white supremacist group. And they hurt somebody that he cares about. And like I said, I don't want to give too much away, but they hurt somebody he cares about, and it's a scene, man, where he don't even get out the car, and it's a good action scene. And it's one of the things I really enjoy about Tyler Shredden and the way he does his action scenes. This is the guy, if you don't know the guy I'm talking about as far as Tyler Shredden, who I didn't even know was on Sons of Anarchy. My bad. But yeah, he played on Sons of Anarchy, but that ain't the thing. He wrote and he had some input, and he had the story behind Sicario. You ain't seen Sicario, Benicio del Toro, I'm telling you, you need to check it out. Sicario has one of those best endings in movies I ain't never seen, shocking endings. But he's the guy behind this, and he has one of the biggest shows out right now, which is called Yellowstone, which I've tried to get into, but this is the one for me as far as Mayors of Kingstown. As far as my questions go, more than not, it's basically what is going to be the relationship between Mike and the police, the prison guards, and the prisoners, with everything that went down in the end of prison. I mean, at the end of season 1. Like I said, I don't want to give too much away, and if you have watched season 1, then you know what I'm talking about, so I don't feel like I have to go into detail, but you know exactly what I mean as far as that situation that went down at the end of season 1. And I'm telling you, man, the action scenes, like, it's a scene I don't what is as far as going back and forth, but it's a scene as far as when it's a situation going on at the prison, and it's one of these prisoners trying to open the door, and it's a team at the bottom of the door. And if you have watched this show, you know what I'm talking about. Once again, Tyler Shredden has a way of doing action scenes, but gunshot scenes, gunfire scenes, like shootout scenes. Tyler Shredden damn near could be on that level of Michael Mann, especially like Michael Mann in that scene from Heat. Think about that and watch the movie Sicario and the border scene, that shootout scene. I'm telling you. But I ain't saying it's those type of scenes in here, but it's the scenes, I'm telling you, once again. But yeah, as far as my questions, I don't want to get off topic. Really, like I said, what is Mike's next move? What is going to be his relationship as far as dealing with the people he's dealing with? But not only that, what is going to be his relationship with Iris? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to get into detail, but him and this individual named Iris, which he does care about, they have a relationship which is going off things that they've had to deal with as far as him helping her out of situations. And for people who haven't seen Mayors of Kingstown, you'll know what I'm talking about if you check it out. If you have seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. But I do enjoy that relationship. Like I said, I don't know where it's going to go, but like I said, once again, it's the performance of Jeremy Renner and his protection. Like I say, it's damn near what I'm trying to say, the Punisher level. As far as Marvel's Punisher, it's damn near that level for me. But I really am curious to see what their relationship is going to be. But not only that, where it's going to be with Iris. I hope I'm saying her name right, but what is her mind state going to be dealing with everything she's been through and the trauma she's been through? What is her mind state going to be? But not only that, once again, I want to get back to Bunny. One of my favorite characters from season 1, a standout character. I really enjoyed this character, and he definitely better be there for season 2. What is going to be the relationship between Mike and Bunny, especially with everything that happened at the prison, especially with everything that happened with the gang, and there's certain people who ended up dying, certain situations that happened, and like on both sides, two important individuals died. So it's going to be something there. But I really like the relationship between Mike and Bunny, and I hope that their relationship is still intact, even with everything that went on. I really hope they still good or whatnot. I'm telling you, man, if you haven't seen this, it's a really good scenes between those two, especially going towards the end of the season. But if you have seen it, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, and y'all let me know, how do y'all feel about that situation? And what I'm speaking on is this situation. It's a situation between an individual, as far as in the prison, that's a leader of a group. And even with the prison guards, what is that relationship going to be? Because like I said, it's two important individuals that end up in situations at the end of this season, and it's really, and I'm going to say something about that end of that. And if y'all seen the end of season 1, y'all let me know if I'm wrong, but I just feel like I wanted it to go somewhere, but it didn't, and that's one of the things, that's one of my gripes I might have with this, is I feel like it just ended so flat, because my whole thing was with one of the people who did a lot of things, and you know what I'm talking about, as far as he had this big plan, he did this whole thing, and he was like, I'm going to be the reason why things change as far as the prison. And it's like, you did all of that, and the situation that ends up happening is like, okay, but maybe they're doing it like some type of situation where it's like he's using his death as like a message to send to other prisons to, like, okay, we're gonna make a movement, like we're gonna stand up, because once again this show is about that type of situation as far as how prisoners are treated, because you've heard certain things where it's like the prison guards are more crooked than the prisoners, and one of the things this show really builds on is how they are basically saying, how are we treated as men and or females, because I forgot to mention that this also has certain elements of the prison system dealing with female prisons or whatnot. So it doesn't dive as deep into that, but it's different connections that involves really good scenes again as far as season 1, where it involves a women's prison and a prison guard that's connected to the man's prison. But I won't give too much away, but those are the scenes I'm talking about that's really standout scenes. Another thing, like I said, I want to get into as far as questions, of course, the big one. What is Milo gonna be up to? I really like how they did as far as his whole input, and the way, like, this whole situation that happened at the end of season 1 probably wouldn't even have went down the way it went down if Milo wouldn't have had input, or if he wouldn't have gave certain suggestions to prisoners. And you know what I'm talking about if you have seen it, but I'm not gonna give too much away. But I'm really interested to see what Milo, but that's one thing that I absolutely knew he was up to. When that whole situation went down at the end of season 1 with the prison or whatnot, I absolutely knew what he was up to, and I felt like he was going to get away with that situation. So it's really going to be interesting to see where they go with this. Another question I have with Milo is he going to be looking for a certain individual? I'm not going to say which individual that is, and I pulled this picture up for a reason, because both of these individuals are involved with this character as far as Milo, as far as Mike and Iris. And Mike and Iris are these two right here, and they are involved with this character Milo, and I do want to see where they go with that. I'm very curious, especially with the way this guy was doing certain things just when he was behind prison. Imagine where they gonna try to do and what he's gonna be capable of and what he's gonna be up to on the outside. So that's one of the big questions I have, and how they're gonna do as far as dealing with him and what he's gonna be up to. Another thing I wanted to ask as far as my questions, what is going to be Cal and Mike's relationship? And these are the two brothers. How are their relationship is going to go forward and move forward after everything they've dealt with, especially at the end of season 1 in the prison? Like I said, man, it's some really, really good scenes throughout this season, but especially going towards the end, and especially towards those last couple episodes, there's some really good scenes, man. But I really, really like the relationship between Mike and Cal, and I'm really interested to see where Cal head is going to be going into season 2, especially dealing with not only Mike but just dealing with his moms, because shout out to Maria, she is one of the counselors, and I keep forgetting what she exactly do, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, she is a counselor or guidance to the women's prison, and that's what she pretty much does at the women's prison. But she is the mother of the McCluskey brothers as far as Mike, Cal, and the character played by Kyle Chandler. I can't forget his name, I'm sorry y'all, but yeah, it's really going to be interesting to see what her relationship is, because she has more of a relationship with Kyle than she has with Mike. I mean, their relationship is pretty much just eye contact and 2 or 3 words, but it's really going to be interesting to see how that relationship is in season 2 with everything that happened at the end of season 1. So I'm definitely interested in to see what they do with that. But like I said, even with the cops and Mike, how are their relationship going to be? Is it going to be the same, or are they going to be doing different things, or are they going to be acting different towards each other with everything that went down at the prison at the end of season 1? It's definitely going to be a lot of interesting things and a lot of interesting questions, and trying to get those answers to see what goes down in season 2 with everything that happened at the end of season 1, because it's a lot that goes down, it's a lot that happens, and it's some deaths that happen. Like I said, it's certain deaths that happened at the end of season 1 where I was like I said, it's like I feel like you was doing a certain thing to bring that message, but the way it went down was like, did your message really go through, or people gonna be like, okay, look what happened to you, why would I do that and the same thing can happen to me? Or it's more of that resilience of keep going and keep going, and once we all, they can't stop us all, because once again, you talking about prisoners outnumber guards. That's throughout prisons. So imagine all these prisoners being fully armed. I'm telling you, this show is one of those shows, and you need to check it out if you haven't watched it. As far as Mayors of Kingstown, it has a really, really good, I would say, even not the season finale, but the episode before the season finale is one of the best ones. I feel like that's the one. But even season finale is a really good episode, but I just feel like it kind of, I ain't gonna say it landed flat, but it was like, I feel like, especially if y'all want for sure y'all going into season 2, y'all want to leave with all these questions, especially with having certain characters walking right out of certain situations, like where they gonna be up to. But I will say, like I said, maybe that was just the message that certain character was sending as far as the character that ended up dying or whatnot. But once again, if you have not checked out Mayors of Kingstown, you definitely need to check it out. It's definitely a good show. But not only that, just check it out for the performance of Jeremy Renner as Mike. I'm telling you, stand down. I know everybody with Jeremy Renner as far as Hawkeye, Marvel, MCU and all that, but these are the type of performances that I'm here for as far as Jeremy Renner. You ever seen Wind River? Wind River, it's those type of vibes, I'm telling you. But because Wind River, he not really like over the top. No, I ain't gonna say Wind River. It's more, like I said, think about him just you on that revenge type of shit, and Jeremy Renner in that type of role, and you know he's a good actor. I'm telling you, he's definitely the standout of this series. Other than that, like I said, that was mainly some of my questions, and like I said, I have a little bit of predictions. Like I said, just I would say as far as predictions, I feel like Mike is still definitely going to be in a relationship, well, not in a relationship, but he's definitely going to be still having a bond with Iris, and I'm hoping, but I would say that him and Bunny are still going to be on good terms, depending on what's going to be going on between those two. As far as my load predictions wise, I feel like he's definitely going to be coming after Iris. I do feel like he's going to be coming after Iris, but I feel like he's going to be coming after Mike too, just off of the whole obedience thing, and I feel like him pretty much not listening to him. Another thing, I feel like, will Mike have to deal with any repercussions doing what he did to the white supremacist dude? As far as, will he have to deal with any repercussions with that? With that being said, I don't feel like he will, because I remember them having that conversation and him saying like, people ain't gonna care about you if you gone or whatnot. And I feel like Mike has more of authority over the individual, especially with the connection they had when Mike said he was in prison. So maybe that he not gonna have to deal with anything, but it depends. Like I said, Tyler Shredder might try to throw something in here. Other than that, though, that's pretty much all I had as far as this whole Mayors of Kingstown Season 2 questions. I just had the questions, and I feel like, let me know in the comment section if y'all have any questions, if y'all are fans of Mayors of Kingstown, and let me know if y'all have any predictions. I just wanted to come in here because I'm very, very excited and looking forward to whatever they're going to have as far as Mayors of Kingstown Season 2. It has been announced. It is official. We haven't got a date yet, but it is official. So y'all let me know in the comment section if you have checked out Mayors of Kingstown Season 2. Are you looking forward to it, and what type of predictions or questions do you have for it? If you haven't checked it out, let me know in the comment section. If you plan on checking it out, you definitely should. Other than that, make sure y'all hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell to let you know when I upload new videos. This is the road to 500 subs. Make sure you check out a new episode of Uncut Ish Talk Friday live at 9 p.m. on Twitch and YouTube. We out.
I don't feel comfortable unless I know I went above and beyond with my preparation. The things that possibly could happen, if I ain't take real steps to prevent those things, I'm not comfortable. I can't walk around, you know, charismatic and happy. Nah, I gotta make sure, you know, we setting up some type of wealth, because